What's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? I am Joseph R. Wheeler, the third, the artist, the founder, the president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Give yourselves a hand, all my monetization nation, all 1,100 plus of y'all, 1,100 plus of y'all who have subscribed. Y'all are the reason for the season. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart because y'all are the reason I stay motivated to do this on the daily. You know, they say that if you're going to be successful at YouTube or hell, anything in life, you got to be consistent. You got to do it every day. You got to do it every day. And I do it every day, one way or another, no matter what other job I got to go to, no matter what other thing I got going on in my personal life, what have you. I just make sure, because I set a goal. I said, hey, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm adding that to the resume. I added it a long time ago, back in probably starting. Well, I had the channel way before 2018, but I got serious about it in about 2018. I said, this is it. I gotta go hard for it. And it's just gotten better and better and better, thanks to y'all. And thanks to everybody who really sees the vision and supports the vision. You know what I'm saying? Really supports what we're here to do as a 501c3 arts and creative lifestyle organization. Let me stress that. So if anybody wants to give a donation, anybody wants to support us, understand, yeah, go for it. Appreciate it. We need it. We always need it. And it's how we are able to keep the continuum, keep the flow of things, you know? So when I do lives, I tend to brainstorm, get a lot of ideas with y'all, share a lot of ideas with y'all. And yeah, we're going to go over a couple of things. I've been looking at, in between work and stuff, and now I consider this work too because it's research for this work. But we are a multi-niche channel. We cover a lot of topics, everything from travel to major arts and creative lifestyle events, movie reviews, music. You know, so we got tons of great playlists for you, all of that cool stuff. And we also cover what I like to call relationship goals in the art life. And lately I've been wanting to cultivate that more. You'll see a few videos in the feed, like every night, you know, you'll see the gaming stuff, Busting Pixels, if you haven't watched that show. Then you might see something where I'm traveling. You might see something where I went hiking or fishing. You might see something, you know, all of that's there. Toys, you know, really cool items in stores, what we call flip throughs. I'll do, either I'll actually flip through a book or something to that effect, or I'll be showing something that I think is really cool. It could be a pair of shoes, it could be a shirt, it could be ONYXCON style. We do all of that. So, but with this relationship goals thing, you know, every time it starts to get cool, you know, and I know I have an international audience, so I'm gonna explain this to y'all, but there's a phrase they use in America called cuffing season. And when you cuff somebody, it's meant to say, like, you know, you locking them down, like, you know, you putting them in cuffs, like police cuffs, but it's like really symbolic to say, like, you know, you're arresting them in the name of love, so to speak. You know, you need somebody in your life, and like I say, when it gets cold, people want to be snuggled. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have somebody in their life when it's a little cold outside. It's psychological. It make you feel like, man, I don't want to, you know, it's like leaves falling, you know, all the seasons. If you're lucky enough to live somewhere where you see the seasons like Atlanta, you know, we starting to get this change of the leaves and all that beautiful stuff. So it makes you reflect on life, and you're getting closer to the end of another year and going into a new year. So all of that, you know, can be both exciting but also pressure, because it's like, yo, what do I want out of the rest of my journey? What do I want to do? Where am I trying to go? Have I accomplished some of the goals I said I was going to do last January, last December, you know? So a lot of people, when it comes to relationship goals stuff, you know, they get extra serious about the cuffing time because, hell, you know, the other thing is holidays come around. People don't want to, you know, you got the pressure of family stuff. Depending on how you live your life. Some people, this don't even apply because you just, I don't care about what everybody else think. I'm going to do me. But all of us, if you're lucky enough to have, you know, friends and family, stuff does kind of affect your mind a little bit. You know, you see your friends, they might be booed up, they might be married, they might be in a relationship, whatever, and it make you feel like, well, yo, I don't want to miss that feeling. I want that for myself. Like I say, maybe it's not your focus. Maybe you just, hey, I'm focused on my bag, as they say. I'm out here trying to get this money. That's kind of my main objective, okay, for building ONYXCON and my own personal goals. But I never displaced the positive aspects of being in a relationship if you can find the right person to do it with. You know, you find that right woman, and she's just everything you need for that time in your life. And I'm big on saying that everybody ain't to be, you know, considered for the long run. It's more about who's here bringing something quality to your existence. You know what I mean? And if you're doing the same for them, you know, y'all leave each other better than you found each other, as they say. That you can't ask for more, in my opinion. I think that's more important than trying to prove you can go forever and ever and ever if you know you don't have the proper compatibility, proper resources, proper all that stuff that really matters when you call it a quote-unquote relationship for real, commitment and all that. So, you know, and being in the biz that I'm in the film biz, I work with a huge group of people, and it's super long hours. I mean, super long hours, right? And even when I'm not in the film aspect of my life, I still know a lot of folks. And because I do social media, you know, I meet people online, I chat with folks, whatever. So it's a lot of ways to meet ladies and everything, but the bottom line is you get a lot of different perspectives and from different ages and everything. Being a single guy at my age, I'm like right at this really interesting part where I've been here for years, but it's really there now where, you know, you can meet somebody young and you're old enough to date the daughter and the mother in age. So it's like psychologically, which ones fit, you know, what you need individually, whatever it is. So it's just, it can be really taxing when you get out here and you're working these long hours and you're meeting people and you're thinking to yourself, man, they say you don't want to start relationships at work. Matter of fact, all HR departments always recommend, please don't hook up with people at work, don't start relationships with people at work, because if it don't work out, you got to deal with the fallout, right? You hear that all the time. Or at least I've always heard that with every job that I've ever had, that, you know, even if it was contractual and it lasted for a few weeks or a month or whatever, if they had an HR department that pushed that, they always say that. And it makes perfect sense, because most people don't have the discipline to keep their business out of work if they start something at work, you know what I mean? But that's extremely hard to do in terms of just absolutely not dealing with nobody at work when you work in 12 to 14 hour days. And if you're single and you want somebody in your life, you go meet people. You know what I'm saying? It's inevitable. You go meet somebody. If the population is good, if the pool of possibilities is good, you're gonna meet somebody. And then you're saying to yourself, well, how to go about this? Go about this properly to avoid any issues. And the first process of elimination I can recommend, from my experience, is just forecasting what I'm always talking about when I get on this topic of relationship goals in the art life, is where we are. And I say not completely we, like it's some one mind state, because y'all know I don't use that for the culture phrase. I say for the cultures, plural. Spell it with a Z or with an S. You want to put some finesse on it, put the Z on it, because it's hip-hop vibes. But check it. I said that, and I'm going to keep saying that. I coined that hashtag. I don't think I've seen any more than maybe 2 or 3 other people say it. You know how you look up the hashtag and see if other people use it? Start it right here. Please believe it. But I press that so hard because I know, you know, as individuals, we have our own way about things, and there's no one way to do things. But there is a collective, can be a collective mentality of your times. You know what I mean? Our parents were a product of their times, we were a product of our times, etc. So just speaking from that perspective, I was having a conversation, for instance, and this, you know what, it wasn't even just this conversation I had at work. I've had other similar conversations outside of work, online and dating apps, all that kind of stuff, right? And I've seen a lot of, and then I watch a lot of stuff too. And I participate when I can on social media, dating shows and stuff like that. Like I've talked about it and I've made content about it. Now I think it was 4 times I went on Melly Monaco's Pineapple Show. I did a cameo on that. If you don't know what that is, look up the Pineapple Show and you'll see what I'm talking about. And put it in the search here on ONYXCON first. so you can see my reaction videos to my experiences on the show. And then from there, you know, check out her show. I want you to see the show itself for what it is. But anyway, the one thing I notice about every time there's a guest on there, and these ladies are within the range of say 23 on average to, I don't think she's ever had anybody over 35 on that show. I take that back. They may have been closer to 40, but mostly 25 to 35 is about her range. And that's a general decent range for most dating ladies. But when it comes to a lot of these folks, when you see the plethora, if you're out here on social media and you keep seeing the same tropes about women saying they want the 6'6" man, and if you don't know what that is, I'll break that down. But it basically means that they're saying they want a guy who's 6 foot tall. Check, I got that. I'm 6'2". I'm right there. You know what I'm saying? I say I'm right there because literally I'm 6'1" and a half. You know what I'm saying? And I think like a pinch more or whatever. So what the hell? Who gonna be? You know, you just say, yeah, I'm 6'2". In shoes, definitely. I'm talking about out of shoes. I'm 6'1" and a half. So what? Come on, I'm 6'2". So then you look at. They also want you to rise to the occasion in sexual performance and have no less than the 6 inches. Okay. Again, hello, ladies. That's all I'm saying there. And then the final one, they say they want 6 figures. Now this is where it gets sticky. This is where it gets sticky, y'all. Because I ain't got no damn 6 figures yet. Yet. I can't say it yet loud enough or enough times because it's coming. You know, they say you claiming it, I claim it. I claim it. In the name of the universe, I claim it. In the name of my ambition, my personal ambition, the things I'm doing, the places I'm at, the stuff I do for work, all the various ways I'm trying to create streams of income and all that. And, you know, as the face of ONYXCON, the editor, the president, the organizer, all the main hats worn, it's a job to work for what I do here at ONYXCON. So I'm gonna get it. Thanks to y'all. Again, all my subscribers, y'all are the truth. Y'all are the reason for the season, my monetization nation. Because when I can get enough of a solid income to kick it and not be worried about bills and stuff, but also put together more resources to make more content, everything's gonna flow. It's already flowing in many ways, but it's gonna flow even better. That's my goal. So, but what I find about a lot of women who say they want that 6'6" guy, right? And we're gonna take away the whole association with 666 as a number being associated with the devil and evil and all that. Because do your research. You got to look at the time period that it was, that way of looking at it was created, and then you want to look at what happened before that, like way the hell before that. There was a thing called abundance, right? And that's what the word was really associated. That's what the numbers 666 were originally associated with. Look it up. It really meant abundance in really, really ancient philosophies. Okay, and it means too that it could have later become something associated with evil, because a lot of people don't do well with abundance. They become malicious, evilness. Okay, so it always made sense. A lot of modern society women who in America who are aware of their pretty privilege and the benefit they have of being attractive. A great number of them, and I can say this with all confidence, I need to look up a true percentage to know exact number, but I will say, I can easily say, and this does not represent all women, of course, but for those who are introverted enough to be online and be social media influencers, have influence with their number of people who follow them, and the main reason they got numbers is because they're attractive and they use their physical looks and everything to garner an audience, right? A lot of those women, they are making good money when they get monetized, naturally. It just, I mean, they get endorsements, they get products and stuff. Like, I mean, anybody who's been on Instagram long enough knows Fashion Nova alone has probably funded, if you don't know what Fashion Nova is, look it up. But it's a huge, okay, online clothing and other style element company. It sells clothes for men and women, but mostly it made its mint from women, and from giving clothes through a, you know, brand ambassador program where women become representatives, official brand ambassadors for the company, and they get free clothes, they do the posts, they do the videos, and of course that's built this thing into a probably $1 billion company. I gotta look up what Fashion Nova is hitting on profit, because I know they gotta be in the billions. Just because they've literally, they've summated a whole generation. If you say the name in the right circles, every woman and most men, because they're looking at the women, we know what this is, right? So they're making that money, and then there's that thing called OnlyFans. You already know. And it's not even completely a platform for just what people first think of. You know, they thinking it's soft adult entertainment or hardcore. That's not the only thing they do there, but that's what it became known for, right? So with that, the Fashion Nova style endorsements, and then add in the, you know, the women who don't let go of a corporate job or something to that effect, or just whatever job they can get that doesn't conflict with doing those other two things if they're doing that too. These are your six-figure ladies. There's plenty of them. And then there's folk who don't do none of the OnlyFans, they not on social media, nothing. They just got a really good cushy job. They got that cushion, that financial cushion. But what I find interesting is, I've been in environments where, yeah, there are men making more than those women, or just what those men, they're all on the same level. They're making the same amount of money, whatever. But large in part, there's not a lot of guys that are in certain circles, okay, in the creative circle, and that's what we focus on especially, right? Like I say, relationship goals in the art life. I'm saying I know of certain jobs that some women have that are getting six figures and more, right? And I do know of guys that do the same in creative circles. Let me be specific too when I say creative circles. Like I told you, I'm in the film biz. There are many positions in the film business that can get you six figures. Definitely. Absolutely. No doubt about it, right? But there aren't a lot of positions I've found that are creative positions. I'm saying you're in the art department of some sort. You're doing something with, you know, you're doing the fashion, you're dressing people, you do makeup, what have you. You know, most of the makeup artists I've ever seen on set are women. There are men. Not to stereotype, I'm just speaking of absolute truth of what I've seen with my own two eyes for over 11 years being in the biz. I think I've only seen, in 11 years being in the biz, maybe 1% of all the men I ever saw in hair and makeup were straight guys. Everybody else is for the other orientations. I made that plural for whatever else that might mean, but you get what I'm saying. But my point is, and by the way, views and opinions expressed by yours truly do not necessarily reflect those of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, you know the rest. And I'm not here to step on nobody's orientation. That's not the point. I'm making a logical analysis of the fact that as a straight man, right, looking at the number of folks doing a certain thing, I'm getting to a bigger point. So I'm saying, okay, in the creative departments, not labor, not not just doing strictly labor, but there's a creative element to the job, okay? You don't have a lot of straight guys. Like I said, a lot of these hours that people spending at work, who you around the most, who you gonna have time to talk to, who you gonna have an opportunity to possibly build a relationship with. Okay, so then you get your time off, you might have your weekends. You throw in the extra responsibility of some kids, because a lot of these women, 25 and up, they ain't wait. They got pregnant young, they got multiple kids, they got a couple of kids, they got a kid. That's big responsibility, which it should be. Kids should come first. I understand that. I never say nothing about that with a mom, single moms. I respect it, I understand it. I don't come from that. That wasn't my reality growing up. I got a two-parent household, both my parents. Blessings upon blessings just to have that. And I know how rare, unfortunately to say that's rare, that has become for a lot of families. You know, I just come from a different reality. So when I see that and I see them struggling like that too, yo, they ain't got time to really meet nobody outside of work, right? And when they do, it's gonna be hard to maintain it because of the hours they work. Now they got that bag, as the phrase go, all the little slang. Oh, they get that bag. They got their chips. They making that money. They making their shmoney. Okay, you making your money, but money is not a relationship. And I've literally heard young women to even older women, close to my age, or even some, not many at my age, because by the time they get past about 45, they wake up. They start realizing all that money is everything kind of conversation. They could have had all the money from being 20 on through 30s, on into their 40s. But by the time they get about 45, they still ain't got, I mean, even if they got kids, but they single, they divorced, they ain't got nobody. Now the reality's starting to hit. It's like, damn, I may get with, they may get with their girlfriends, sit in a girl circle, talk about how bad they know they are and how good they look to each other, but they know they empty as hell when the party is over. There ain't no man there. No matter what they saying, they ain't got no dude. Okay? So all that braggadocious bullshit gonna get them nothing in the end. You gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta be honest. And I think a lot of the folks I'm talking about in those creative circles like that, I think they start to follow, they create a relationship with their money. Like they literally seem to have a love affair with money itself. Like money becomes the idea of a man. Like as long as they got money, they feel like, yeah, I'm good. I'm married because it's in my bank account. My bank account is what they want. And I'm like, wow, you talk about empty. Versus dudes, dudes might be frustrated with what's going on because of the mentality I'm talking about. But they ain't a guy I know, no matter how bad they hurt from relationships, all the straight dudes I know that want to find good women, want to get into something that would make them take that woman serious, they just frustrated they can't find nobody to really, really take serious. And a lot of times they've been hurting ways. Like I've heard some stuff in the last few days that just made me really like, God dang. Like I thought, like it's different when you hear statistics and then when you talk to real people who make the statistics. You know what I mean? Like when you meet a guy who's told you that, he was tricked into a pregnancy. Damn. You know what I'm saying? But still stood up and stood on what he was, just being a real dad, still did the job. That kind of stuff. Or, a guy who done everything to make a lady's life better and help her out and everything. And after he done gave all, he taking, he's risking his own survival to make her happy. And after all of what he done, the same woman come back and say, it's not enough. I want more. I want more of this. And it's always tied. So again, that concept of the 666 dude and the part of it that is the six figures is becoming a real problem, y'all. It has been a problem, but I think we're reaching a fever pitch. Because I even saw a video the other day on YouTube where, now this was a woman talking about it. She talking about her frustration for how bad it's gotten because other women ain't woke up to what she's waking up to. And she's basically said, she came across some video, you might be able to find it, because I would credit her, but I don't remember the name right off the top of my head, so I don't want to say the name wrong or nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? But she basically said that she was watching this video where a woman said she was damn near in tears, upset that guys don't, hell with a date, they don't even want to, whatever affects the other groups. You know that whatever's affecting the other groups affects us all, perpendicular, parallel, whatever, it's going to have an effect. That's all. So she said, like, these guys are so fed up with us, they don't even want to hang out. Like, just, it ain't even got to be about sex. It ain't got to be a hookup. It ain't got to be a date. It ain't got to be nothing. Like, yo, let's just go, just hang out. We ain't even got to spend no money. Let's just hang out. I don't even want to hang out with y'all. I said, damn. And so this woman was, elaborating on it. Like, it's gotten that bad, y'all. I said, damn. Now, somebody say, well, damn, does that mean they going the other way? No, don't jump to that conclusion, because here's the other reality of that same thing that she was talking about. It went right along with another thing I heard, not even heard, this was like an analytical, one of those groups that does psychological statistical data, and they were talking about the fact that I think between the age of, I think it was like 19, maybe 18, like basically college age guys, young guys, to about maybe 30 something, early 30s, have become so vegged out and complacent, just not concerned with wanting to date and everything, out of disappointment of how they might be treated by women that they've come across, or they've gotten their heart broken one too many times, and they're just resorting to playing video games, looking at their phone, and OnlyFans. They just jacking off, quite frankly. Let's just be real. I ain't gonna talk too raw here, because I don't know all the little words that'll get you triggered on YouTube, but I don't want to get banned for but y'all know what I said, okay? Yeah, they around here, they'd rather do that than have an actual date with a physical woman. And I said, damn, but then, okay, add up everything I've been saying here. Some of the most attractive women of this generation in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, especially 20s and 30s especially, a grand group, not everybody, I know it ain't everybody, but there's an extremely large and growing group of women who are using their pretty privilege as IG personalities, showing off their body, and jumping over to OnlyFans on the hardcore level of it. And that matches these dudes. So like the dudes who don't want to deal with, well, I'll just pay to look at you, but I ain't ever got to have a relationship with you. And then they got some kind of empty pseudo relationship with the woman on the screen, because they'll never know the real person. Or they jumping in DMs. Like, I saw a joke about that the other day. That mess was too funny. It was sad, but it was funny as hell. It was like somebody did a sketch about what if a fine woman on Instagram's DMs were live people, what it would look like. And it was like all these dudes in a waiting room. and every now and then another one would pop into the room, and they'd be like, "Oh man, you back?" And you'd be like, Yeah, I just had to go get her a gift. I wanted to let her know how much I love her. Some other dude said, man, she ain't gonna respond to you. I've been here since 1998. It was all these ridiculous years. Like, I've been here since 2021. I've been here since 2006. It was crazy. It was absolutely silly as hell, but it was funny because it's making the point. It's like some folks, they literally live off of that. Like, and I'm not dissing the concept of going in DMs or whatever, because I do it. Shit, we in this modern age, it's what we do sometimes. I don't do it a lot, but I have done it and I will do it. I ain't even gonna say, I ain't got no shame about that. I've actually met at least one lady and had one really good experience in my life because of a DM, but she wasn't no Instagram type either. She wasn't like, she was on there, but I'm not saying, she wasn't a personality. She wasn't famous. She wasn't like, And then I have had some folks who are famous actually respond, and had a couple of back and forth little fun conversations. And I was like, all right, that's cool. But it ain't go past that, And I know at the end of it all, without even being said, they're building rapport because they want you to be like, yo, not only is she cool, she fine, and she got that OnlyFans, maybe I'll go ahead and subscribe, They trying to get customers. And they picking and choosing who they know they can trust and talk to, who ain't gonna be a creep. And I ain't got time to creep, nor am I a creep. So like, ladies will trust me enough to, every now. But I ain't got no money for you, baby. I'm going to work. I'm trying to figure out how to make sure all these bills stay paid so I can get to the point where I ain't even talking about bills no more. And that don't go with being up in your DMs all the time or on a damn OnlyFans. No, it ain't in me. But it's sad to know that for a lot of guys, that's what they're resorting to. They just like bump it. They throwing their hands in the air and just saying, hell with it. I'll take what on some surface level. But that's leaving people empty because we are sexual beings. We are stimulated beings. But that is not, and it could never be, all that we need out of each other as the opposite sex. We need real connections. We need real relationships. They don't have to be, I'm big on saying every relationship does not have to lead to a lifetime of commitment and all of that. But I do believe in the famous phrase, I want to leave you better than I met you. And I want you to do the same for me. So if we can build each other up and we got enough in common to have something, let's have our something. Let's have our season. It ain't gotta be just a week. It ain't got. I don't believe. I don't want that. I want some months. I want to be able to count some months at least. And if it gets to years, or if we had months, but then it drops off, and we know each other still. We still connected. We know we cool. You know, like one of my favorite songs. We ain't good, but we still good. Pardon my voice, a little scratchy. But that Usher joint, you know, with 21 Savage, and I forget the lady's name, the singer, but yeah, I love it. I love what this song is saying, because it's real for a lot of people. You can have that kind of connection with somebody. And I think that's what it should be when you're dating. You shouldn't have a bunch of scattered, ugly situations with people who you can't stand, they can't stand you, and all that old nonsense. You should be trying to cultivate respectful, responsible, appreciative relationships where you really got a true friend with benefits. I call it the true friends with benefits. You understand? There's a difference in talking about friends with benefits and all you want to do is just hit it and quit it. No. Yeah, you can hit it. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. That's all great. Sex is beautiful. I'm never gonna say nothing about it on a completely negative step. There is a negative side to it. And if you're on that empty level of it, you'll find out what that is. It will leave you depressed. And you be like, how can I be depressed? I'm always getting it. Yeah, because that's all you got. You got to have more. You got to have that mental connection. You got to have the feeling of knowing someone really, hey, sing the Patti LaBelle. Somebody loves you, baby. You need to know somebody loves you. That's some real shit. So yeah, like I say, y'all, put it all together with what I was saying. You know, these women out here that are obsessed with their money and their bank account, they got to let it go. They got to remember that money ain't going to do everything for you. They got to be realistic about the fact that a lot of the men, I feel this is societally strategic in some categories of positions. You got women, you know, making so much money that men are not making that same money in that same position or whatever. They working around each other. They say they can't find them. Well, look at your pool of options. You basically got a bunch of girlfriends at work. You ain't got no men. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out and you need to be open to the men who might be around you. And you might need to understand that, they might not. Find the ambitious dude if it's so important to get to 6 figures. He ain't got to be at 6 yet. Hell, if he making 50,000, let him keep building. And have that connection. You don't need to all the way commit necessarily. I mean, y'all do it how you gonna do it. Whatever you need, whatever you got to do for you. Can't tell everybody how to structure their thing. Everybody's an individual. But I'm speaking from experience to say I've dated women who made a hell of a lot more money than me, and they never threw it in my face, because what they wanted was when they realized money don't keep me warm when the season changes. Money don't give me advice when I'm trying to figure out the next step in life, or trying to analyze really personal things that I need a man's perspective on. That's what they want. They need that male perspective, just like we need that female perspective. We need each other, okay? So that's all I got for y'all. Do what you want with it. Hit the comments respectfully and positively. Peace, y'all.